never know what to do here. Never know if I should just like start talking or wait for people to come in here and then start talking. Because I mean, this is all going to get recorded on a video, right? So maybe I should just start talking and wait for people to come. So I left work Friday to go to this like what do you call it? Uh, why can't I think of the word? Seminar? Yeah, I went to a seminar about overcoming like drug addiction, and one of the dudes from Corn was there. You know, the guy he got all it was at like this big mega church, and he's actually a good friend of my friend Tom's. And like I kind of want to say what's up to him. And I sat right next to this dude like the whole time, and I never talked to him, but it was really weird. Like a lot of Christian people probably get pissed off at me, but like those places kind of weird me out, man, because I feel like it's not very genuine. I guess you could say. Hey, what's up, Dan? How you doing, bro? But I did that, and then I could have got a hotel room, but I didn't want to spend $150 to sleep for 4 hours, so I just pulled my car over and slept. And in the morning, I saw some old friends of mine that I hadn't seen in probably 5, 6, maybe even 7 years. I don't. Oh man, I think it was like 2015. So that's like 9 years ago. It had been that long. It's crazy. But hadn't seen them in a long time, and it was good to see them. And then I left there. I couldn't stay long because I had the sweat lodge thing to make it to. So I went to that for the second time. And that was really cool. I feel like it like wasn't as hot this time, but maybe maybe it was. Maybe I'm just getting used to it. That's only the second time I did it. So who's all else in here besides Dan W? Says there's a couple people in here, but they don't tell me who they are. Man, I gotta figure out this computer stuff. I got a dude right now. So I've got an S24 Plus Galaxy phone, like brand new, that I was trying to sell on Facebook Market and just get out of my T-Mobile plan. But some dude is like offering to trade me this nice Dell laptop, and my friend Eddie from, I just call him Eddie from Amsterdam, even though he's Eddie from 30 minutes away from Amsterdam. But he's telling me it's a good computer, but I'm like, damn, I barely even know how to use the one I got, you know. But I don't know if I should do it or not. But I really need to learn computers. I watched some OBS videos 100 times, man, and it's like I feel like I still don't know how to do that shit. What's up though? Ain't nobody trying to talk? Um, don't look like it. But anyway, yeah, some people had like asked me where I've been and all that. And I felt bad because I haven't made a video in several days, and I keep saying I'm gonna make more. But I ain't even gonna lie, like it's still like scary as hell for me to make YouTube videos. I don't know what it is about it, but I have to like kind of make myself do it. Um, and I like put it off and put it off. Exactly. You're totally right, man. The little kids know more than we know. Nuts. But I just like that OBS software. I know it's something like stupid easy, and I'm just making it harder than it really is. And but I don't know what else to do. But I don't know. I feel like my dad. Like I used to look at my dad and be like, "How do you not know how to do that?" But now I'm the one that don't know shit. So who the hell else is in here? I had the greatest idea for a YouTube video ever, and then it's crazy. Like I caught ChatGPT lying. I was gonna make this big video, like catching ChatGPT lying. Then when I like tried to show it to my mom, like, oh, yo, mom, watch this. Then it was like not lying to me. I swear this is a true story, and it's probably even still recorded in my phone because I was like, you're a liar, and it was like, I'm not lying to you, sir. It's crazy. ChatGPT is wild. But what's up, Jay? Diane? Oh, okay. So that makes sense. But there's still says there's a couple more people in here. But yeah, I caught ChatGPT lying, then it started backpedaling and then changing its tune, which is crazy. But and then like when you open it up, it says that it could give you false information. It admits that it might lie to you. But I was going to make a video proving it. Man, the weekend went by fast, but kind of slow at the same time. Hello, Cass. How you doing? I still got my all white clothes on from the sweat lodge. I've been purified. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I can still make the movie that I wanted to make now that Chat GPT is like backpedaling and changing its story. But I was just thinking like Joe, he can make videos out of anything. Like a lot, that's the trick, I guess. He'll just think of like the 5 scariest dudes I ever met in prison, the 5 most disgusting things I ever saw. You know what I mean? I guess you could just start spitting off stuff like that and make hella videos talking about things. Hey, you too, Tommy. Thanks for listening, bro. I appreciate it. I so actually check this out. I tried to go live. I tried to do this like on the way. Like I just drove like a 7 hour round trip. And I was trying to make a video like while I was driving, which I don't know how safe that is to try to like read that and answer people's questions while I'm driving. But anyway, uh YouTube didn't let me record like sideways on my phone. So I just was like, well, I ain't about to kill nobody over this. I'll just do it on my computer. But so like just put it on live and just the whole drive set and talk. Right, man, Dan. I want to get into songwriting so bad, but I just can't seem to do it. I've even used Chat GPT to do that. Like, write me a song about this, and it'll do it. But I guess I really wouldn't. Like, you could just sit there changing up and just say, well, make it about this, but this, and it'll write a song like about exactly what you told it to in like a half of a second. But it's kind of cheating. Waking and baking. That's what I'm talking about. You live in Canada, right? Pretty sure. What time is it there? It's it's nighttime here. The sun's about to go down. Are you just a night owl like me? I would be a night owl if I could, but my job, I have to wake up at 4 a.m. every morning. So as a matter of fact, I need to take a sleeping pill like right now. Let's see, what is it? It's 5:15, 5:12. I can wait just a little bit, but don't let me forget. I gotta take a pill. I'm kind of an insomniac, so I take medicine to make me go to sleep, so I don't stay up all night and have to work. Yeah, I agree, Dan. It's cheating for sure. Nice. Yeah, that Chat GPT is crazy, man. I told you guys I talked to this chick in prison in Ohio, and she she's at a sweet ass prison. It sounds like, man. I ain't never been there, but she gets to do a lot of stuff. Like she's in this class where they're like designing a food truck and everything, like the whole from the buying a truck to setting it up to getting the licenses to cooking the stuff. And they're actually gonna do it and like sell stuff, which is I would have loved to do something like that when I was in prison, but they didn't never have nothing. It was just sit in this cage all day. Um, but anyway, I use Chat GPT for. I'm always using that for her stuff. You know, like she's had me like write essays, and Chat GPT will do it in a half a second, and it planned out her whole food truck and gave her uh, directions and price per unit, price per item and recipes for to make 100 at a time and how much you got to use and all that in like a half of a second. So I'm a little tripped out by Chat GPT. I'm thinking about upgrading and getting the paid version. I want to know what more the paid version does than the free one. Yeah, I'm trying to make Chat GPT work for me. Like, there's got to be like I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm thinking, I'm not like I don't watch sports. I think it's just a distraction for people. Like back when they had the gladiatorial games, they call that shit the emperor. I forget which one it was. He was like, give them bread and circuses, so they stay out of our business, basically. And that's what NFL. They played in stadiums just like that. It's bread and circuses, which coincidentally is what the name. If you ever watch the Hunger Games, the country is called Pan Am, and that is like a nod to that's what in Latin. And I hope my computer ain't about to crash. So yeah, I can trade my $800 phone for a $1,400 computer, but I don't know if it's like if I'm good enough using a computer to warrant getting a badass one if I don't even know how to work the shit. Hey, I appreciate you coming, Dan. Thanks, bro. Don't what? Don't pay for the Chat GPT. Check out my shit's hard, ain't it? I used to mess with Geek Vape all day because they were so like indestructible, and they started getting cheap, man. Like back in the day when they first came out, you could run over them with a car and still use it. But now they're starting to make them with like little plastic screws, and if you drop it, them screws will pop, and they're shitty. So I tried something new. This is supposed to be extra tough, hence the desert camo. So yeah, I don't know that much about PC specs. Like I understand a little bit about the hard drive space and RAM and you know the how fast it can be read and things like that. Uh, but I'm not like a computer. Like I really don't know. I just barely know anything about computers at all. But like I said, I sent pictures of it to Eddie in Amsterdam, and he said it was a good computer. He said he would do the trade. Uh, so I guess it's got good specs. But to me, I don't know if I need that or not. Probably need $600 better, more than I need a new laptop. Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now I'm doing what I need to be doing. Really, like I'm trying to. I swear to God, I'm trying to make more videos, but I'm trying to like learn how to make them good. You know what I mean? Do all that thumbnails and the I don't know if people are using damn Photoshop. Probably not. I think that OBS they have you can like import pictures to your background. So like I could, that's what all the professionals do, I guess. You know. but I'm not a professional. So, what's good though, everybody? What do y'all want to talk about? Let's discuss something that YouTube's going to shut us down for. I've been watching some stuff on Rumble lately, uh, because most of the stuff I want to watch about, YouTube will take it off, and they're probably going to take me off just for saying this. But there's a lot of stuff that you can't find on YouTube that you can find on Rumble. I could tell y'all about all types of wild stuff, man. Go on Rumble and look up Special Agent Ted Gunderson. Right? I need to start watching your channel, Cass, and copying you. Yeah, for sure. I paid some dude to like help me with my YouTube. I paid him kind of a lot of money too. I'm hoping it's worth it. I might have just got ripped off or something. Who knows? But yeah, it's been a few days. I haven't heard from the guy. But it was on that Fiverr thing that Kai told me about. Oh, I still got I've got a videogram that he wanted me to like put on one of my videos and link his channels to. Matter of fact, I don't know. I was gonna say like I could just tell it. There's only like not that many people even in here though. But I feel like I should make a video about him and talk about his case and all that. Oh, that's what's up. I can read like I know a little bit about tarot cards, but I gotta like Google every one like what what they mean and stuff. But there for a while I knew the runes really well and I knew what they meant. I knew what the inversions of them meant. Like I read some runes for a while, but now it's been so long since I've done it. I would probably have to like look some stuff up because I've probably forgotten things. Uh, but yeah, I read this dude asked me to read his runes in prison one time, and I remember he got the inverted Othala rune, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this means like somebody's trying to steal your inheritance, and it was like that is what the inverted Othala rune means, right? And the dude like tripped out because I guess he was kind of a junkie, and his grandfather had left him like 50,000, left a bunch of his family all money, and his aunt had stepped in and like trying to block him from getting his 50 grand because she was gonna blow it on drugs, and he probably would have. But I don't know whatever happened to that guy. I just remember reading his runes and him tripping out when I told him somebody was trying to steal his inheritance, and he said that was true. I don't know if I want to eat or not, man. I don't really feel like cooking. I should have like bought something on the way home. Anyway, so yeah, I got two videos that I want to make. I was really excited about the catching Chat GPT line thing, but I think I can make some cool videos with Chat GPT. Um, and the other one was my friend that's like innocent, has been locked up like 20 years, and They didn't. All the only evidence they had was three people telling on him, and all three people have like redacted their statements and said they were lying, and they still won't let the dude out of prison. So I gotta figure out that OBS thing, which I think I kind of have. I've just gotta like sit down and do it now. Um, but I'm gonna pull up his brief, and I can just like read it to you. And I guess I know a little bit more about like legal talk than the average person, so I can explain what they're talking about in the brief. But it's a brief from his attorney, trying to get him out. Um, yeah, I'd be down to do that for sure. I had a deck of cards actually. Did I give them away? I can't remember. I may still have them. Right? Yeah. Cards are wild, man. Like I've had some pretty, like every now and then I'll do like a 3 card reading for myself, and I'll get some pretty, a lot of times pretty positive ones. And I think a lot of like magic, is like the placebo effect. They are that right there proves that it exists. It will come to be like your mind. You have your mind. Like they give people like medicine that ain't even real, and then they give other people the medicine, and the people that don't even take the real medicine get better just because they think they're taking medicine because they think they're going to get better. Like they've proved that scientifically. So that is proof that magic is real. Is it not? So I don't know what I'm gonna do. My house is pretty clean. Check it out while it lasts. Try not to mess it up too bad in here. So I ain't really got to clean nothing. Don't know if I want to eat. I guess I should watch some damn OBS videos. Like I really want to, or I could just watch like computer. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Tutorials. That's what's up. Uh, so you're at kitchen. That's kitchen witchery. The only medicine I've made is like from mimosa bark, and I'd say I bet you probably know what I'm talking about. Oh, there she is. I was just about to leave too. What do you owe Helen about? Because I'm saying stuff I shouldn't say on YouTube. You're my voice of reason. You got to like tell me when I'm saying stuff I shouldn't say. Mm, I think I mean you know what a witch is, right? A witch is just somebody that knows. Witcha means is to know. You're so welcome. Thank you for taking it from me. I made it home, as you can see. But yeah, I don't really call myself a witch because I feel like I ain't never gonna know. I know enough to know that I don't know. I probably never will. but I'm trying to know. I really want to know. I want to know everything there is to know. Imagine that if you were like Chat GPT, you just knew everything. Yeah. How do you know that, Abby? Because I'm impossible not to love. Somebody talk to me. Never seen Steve, the original Lodge leader, to validate another man. To be honest. Um. So what do you mean Like what do you? How did he validate me? I don't get it. Don't get it. Yeah, them guys are cool. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he did. Well, I'm telling it. I got a million stories too. Like, but I mean, just I passed a subdivision that said Spence. And it made me think about my this kid I grew up with, Spencer, and he was found dead a couple years back in the lake, floating, naked. I think he said he had socks on, maybe, or maybe I'm tripping. Maybe he didn't have socks on, but I'm pretty sure they said he was like naked. But that's a pretty sad story, man. Uh, yeah. Do you do readings, Abby? Nope. Like, I don't know, man. Like you guys know that I'm tripped out about, especially the psychic in Chicago. Like that changed my whole life forever. And then a lot of things. I think maybe even computers. This is one of those things. Like guitar was one of those things. Like I feel like I'm like not smart enough to be good at something, or like I used to be really jealous. Like kind of like not jealous, but jealous and envious are the same things, but like super artistic people, like people that can make a badass sculpture, people that could paint like a beautiful painting. Like I wanted to be able to do that. And I know I've told this story before, but one day, and that's kind of when I realized, what do you want to do? As long as you want to do it, I just looked at this soap and made what I wanted it to be, and I messed up a lot of times, but that's what I liked about like the clay. Like you can mess it up a million times and start over and redo it. But yeah, I was thinking about making some sculpting videos, but like when I sculpt things, I'll literally be working on a thing for like 10 hours a day for 3 days straight. So I would have to do it in like time lapses or something. But it would be cool to like recreate that Buddha sculpture I made that the cops stomped. That's fucked up, man. They took the most beautiful thing I'd ever crafted in my life and just stomped it flat with their boot on the floor. Yeah, I love clay, man. It's awesome. I I really need to make time for that. I bought a like a home gym thing. I'm tired of bullshitting about that. And so now that I don't have an excuse, I don't have to go to the gym. I can just go outside and hit the pull up bar. So, but I want to work out every day. I want to meditate every day, and I'm trying to eat better. I'm trying to quit hamburger buns. But yeah, I'm trying. I got so much stuff I want to do, man. Make a YouTube channel. Nice. Yeah, like I. What else did I do? I would like to get into glass blowing. That's something I really want to do. I've seen lots of really badass glass work. Kind of want to dread my hair too. You guys think I should? I wouldn't have to worry about brushing my hair anymore. But I think they like take unless you just want to look like a total caveman. Which if I did have dreads, I would want them to be kind of like unkempt, like because I don't want to like be having to like messing with my hair and get my hair done every week. You said that before, Abby. You lied to me. You could have done it while we were drenched in sweat next to each other. Sound pretty erotic, doesn't it? It wasn't that tangly. I keep my hair like pretty, like yeah, it gets like a little bit tangly, but I can just brush it with my fingers. That's crazy how my you see how blonde my hair is down here, and it's like red up here. I wonder why that is. Yo, what's up, Jesse Wilcox? I just turned down a pipeline job, bro. There's one starting up about an hour from here in Dixon, Tennessee. But I told my brother, I said, bro, I like only working 5 days a week. Working 6, 7 days a week, that shit ain't. It ain't. I mean, I'll do it, but I don't particularly enjoy working like that. Like this is laid back. Like I like my little dump truck job, and I'm 5 minutes away from where I sleep. Like I got it. I feel like I got it made. So yeah, I turned down the pipeline job. It's supposed to last for like 14 months. This job I'm on is supposed to last like a year to 2 years, and who knows? It might even last longer than that. Yeah, them guys at the Sweat Lodge are pretty cool. I like all them people, really. The old lady that sings the song, she's cool too. So what did y'all do this weekend? Anything exciting? Did I tell you guys about my friend's boat almost sinking? But all my neighbors came together and saved it. We were gone, and the rain was just pouring down right in, like off the roof right into his boat. Jesse J Cox, are you working right now? Where are you working? If so, Headed to Baltimore. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess this is my home now, man. Like, I had a house 2 hours from here at one time, but that's a crazy story. I went, well, you guys know I went back to prison. And when I went to prison, like, I had a girlfriend that just, she didn't act right. And so when I got out, my house was destroyed. And I couldn't even go look at that shit for like a year. It fucked me up so bad just to go there. I didn't want to be there, but finally I was like, okay, well, I can't just let it stay like this. I got to do something. So I cleaned it up, as good as I could, and I sold it. Oh, that's what's up, Jesse. I liked it up there, man. Like I was looking at, I've thought about buying a house up there, really, but I guess the taxes are just stupid crazy. Yeah, Baltimore. I don't think that's a place I'd want to be. Of course, I mean I've been in plenty of bad places that I didn't want to be, but if I had to choose, I would don't think I would be messing with Baltimore. You guys ever watch that movie, the TV show The Wire? My lawyer, when I was locked up in New Jersey, he's like, "Man, when you get out, you're gonna come over to my house and we're gonna binge watch the whole Wire, dude. It's such an awesome show." And he was always telling me about it. We never did that though. I did go to his house, but we didn't have a Wire marathon like you said we were gonna. But I watched a couple episodes of it. It wasn't really what I want to focus my time on. That's what's up, Cass. I've sculpted, like, I've made my dog before. I made a few skulls. I made like a Jason mask. Uh, I made the best thing I ever sculpted was a Buddha, and I swear to God, it looked like something that you would see at like a Buddhist temple. Like I was gonna get gold paint and paint it gold, and it was gonna be so awesome. Like it looked like a little fat ass person smiling at you. Like I couldn't believe it. I still trip out over it. And I guess maybe that's why I kind of quit sculpting, because that dude's stomping it. It really hurt to put all that time into something to just have somebody do that to it. And a lot of the stuff that I made, I did bring home, and like my nieces and nephews have knocked it all over the place and screwed it all up. Right? Yep. Baltimore's pretty bad. On the Pennsylvania border in New York. So I used to live right where Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey all come together. Port Jervis, New York, Montague, New Jersey, and what's the one in Pennsylvania? Matamoros. Yeah, Matamoros, Pennsylvania. Like there's a little rock you can stand on and you can be in the same time. I've been there. But I imagine you're away from the Jersey part. Check out my knife. Kid named Tyler in West Virginia gave me this because he broke the tip, but I was like, oh yeah, give me that. And I put the tip back on it, and now it's just as good as new. It's my, it's my only knife. Really, I cut my food up with this and I eat with it. Tyler, Tyler was like Barney Fife, Don Knotts' great nephew or something. That was like his great uncle. He looked like a little Barney Fife too. I can believe it. He might even be watching this YouTube channel. Who knows? Okay, I lived. I went to school not far from Buffalo, man. When I was younger, when I was like 10 years old. What's that? Like fourth grade in Akron, Akron, New York. You know where that's at? We used to go to Buffalo and Niagara Falls on Sundays. It was cool up there. Well, I feel like I'm being boring right now. No, there's plenty of wild shit we could be talking about. Need to figure out what I'm gonna eat. I feel like I get by without even. I mean, I don't know. I'm fat. Probably gonna have to make something to eat. Start on OnlyFans. Yeah. What? What would I do on there? Jacket for money? Are you paying, Abby? You gonna be my top customer? Wonder how much I could make if I did do that. And would I be selling my soul? Maybe I already sold my soul when I sold drugs to people. I don't know. I just can't see there's that many people that want to pay to watch me do that. I might be surprised. Probably a bunch of creepy old dudes. I could tell hella stories about creepy old nasty dudes, man. That's a wild story. Y'all want to hear it? I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna tell it unless somebody said they want to hear it. But yeah, the image that just came to my mind, man, was just atrocious. What was your first thought? That a bunch of creepy old nasty men would be the only people that would want to see that? I need a drink. All right. What's up, Angie? Hold on, y'all. I'm about to get me something to drink. I'll be right back. Man, you know what sounds awesome right now? We already met up more than once, for your information. What was I about to say? Yeah. I said I wasn't going to drink no more, but you know what sounds awesome right now? A Bloody Mary with pickle juice in it. But I don't have any alcohol, so I couldn't make it anyway. So what's up, though? What are you guys doing? What do you want to talk about? Prison reform? You want to talk about Wade Wilson? Man, a lot of these things that I see on the internet that I want to talk about, I'm like, dude, that's just too disgusting. Like, nobody wants to hear that. See a lot of really bad stuff, man. I want to talk about good stuff. Snake maintenance. Oh, like you're cleaning out your snake cage? No, I was not in Long Beach. I have not been in California in 2 years. I'd like to go back. I made some good friends there. Yeah, Bloody Mary with Clamato is good too. I use that when I'm not feeling cheap, but most of the time, like I'm a cheap ass, and I'll just use well, I would use generic um, V8 like the Walmart brand, but the regular V8 brand is the same price. But oh, okay. So I said I wasn't going to tell it, Jesse, until somebody told me to. All right, this is disgusting, but I'm going to tell you because you asked. You asked for it. When I said old creepy dudes, this vision just popped in my mind, and it was this old ass man named Dingman, and I don't know what his first name. Who was telling me to? I didn't see nobody before Jesse Jaycock said tell the story. But anyway, like, see, this is where I'm about to start saying disgusting stuff. I like to be positive, but I've seen a lot of bad things in my life, and without the bad, there couldn't be no good. But anyway, this old man, he looked like the. I am refreshed. I just went to the Sweat Lodge. I got purified. Um, so, well, you're about to hear something real disgusting. So this old man, this old man, his name was Dingman, and his bunkie's name was Larry. I don't remember Larry's last name, and I don't know. I don't think I ever knew Dingman's first. I didn't even didn't. I left. I stayed as far away from these dudes as I could, and you're about to hear why. They were like child murders, and a lot of people hear about the snitches and chomos getting beat up and not being able to live. Well, they lived just fine where I was at, and it's crazy because there was straight killers on the same unit. That didn't think nothing about. I mean, I've seen people get their whole teeth knocked out of their head, and their teeth scattered across the hallway, and their heads white meat showing. Um, but nobody ever messed with these two, probably because they were so disgusting. Nobody wanted to touch them. Like I wouldn't have wanted to touch. Like I'm not even joking, man. These dudes gave me the creeps. But they were both like child murderers, like predators, rapists. What's up, Diamond Cutter? What's up, Joanna? Now we're getting some people in here. I'm about to give up on this. Oh, ye of little faith. I always feel like that though. Like I hit record. I have to force myself to record button because I'm so scared of getting on the internet like this. So, but I did this for you guys. Um, but yeah, so Larry would even act tough. Like I can remember one day him like banging on the tray window, like he was bitching at the tray guys. And most of them dudes are usually like Bloods or something, like the gangs. They do like kind of run the prisons. Hey, thanks, Diamond Cutter. I appreciate that. It's like I I don't feel like I do. I feel like I could be way more pro, but I guess everybody's got to start somewhere. And that one thing I do got going for me is like shit is real. I usually say just whatever pops in my head. Like I have to kind of like remember to try to have somewhat of a filter, but I'm not just. I ain't naturally got that. I just say what what comes across my mind. Um, I know that song Alice's Restaurant. I used to listen to WMMR every Thursday, every Thursday, every Thanksgiving. I always play that every year. So that song will always make me think of being in the hole in Trenton State Prison. Well, that's good to hear, Diamond Cutter. I appreciate that. Uh, so anyway, back to the disgusting story. Dingman and Larry were bunkies, and they were both child murderers. And one day, we got shut down, and they brought Dingman out of there with a Coke bottle stuck in his butt, like face down on a stretcher. And they like literally the ambulance came and took this dude out of the prison face down with a can't remember if it was a 2 liter or a 1 liter, like, but he had like a Coke bottle stuck in his butt, and I'm guessing Larry did that to him. I'm a Sagittarius, Joanna. Uh, and then like they had stopped selling cigarettes in that prison, and I knew it was coming. You know, they said they were going to do it for like 2 years before they actually did it, but they kept saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Aries, that's a fire sign. So those are supposed to be my matches, Aries and Leo, because Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are all fire signs. Um, yeah, thank you. Tell them, Diamond Cutter. Um, but yeah, so I had stocked up a whole bunch of cigarettes, dude. I probably had 200 packs of, and I smoke kites. That's something weird too. Like, I'm not being racist or anything like that, but everybody knows that black people smoke menthols. It's a given. It's just not racist. That's just what it is. And but in prison, when you go in there, you cannot give away a menthol cigarette. It's the weirdest thing I ever seen in my life. And I'm like, I know y'all smoke Newport 100s on the street. Like, why are you coming in here smoking Bugler? But yeah, you can't even give away menthol tobacco inside prison. It's like worthless. Like, Bugler tobacco is straight money. Like, that's the top tier money. Pretty well, cash apps are now. But back then, like, Bugler was where it's at. That's what everybody wanted paid in. If you wanted to buy a little tiny ass joint, 2 packs of Buglers. So that's like $7. But anyway, what the hell was I even saying? Uh oh, Dingman was trying to like motion me over there, like he wanted to talk to me because he knew everybody knew that like cigarettes were going for $100 a pack at this point, and I was sitting on like 200 packs of them, so I could have made $20,000, you know. But I wasn't trying to have to beat nobody up. I didn't want to kill nobody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I legit have like nightmares that shit happen. Like, that's my biggest fear is for somebody to like force me into some type of conflict, and I'm gonna get life in prison or the death penalty or what. You know what I mean? Like, that's always in the dream. Like, I wake up and I'm like, as I'm waking up, I'm like, they're never gonna believe you. They're never gonna believe this could happen twice. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh God, thank God that wasn't real. So you were loaded in terms of that. Oh yeah, yeah. In terms of that, like that's that's a lot of money. But the dude Dingman, he was trying to like wave me over there to try to get his people to send my people, you know what I mean, just to make a deal with to buy cigarettes from me, and I was just like, nah, bro. Like I wouldn't go over there. Like that dude creeped me the fuck out, and that's probably who would subscribe to my OnlyFans if I had one. So I don't I don't think I want to do that. I'll make a OnlyFans with you, Abby. Well, don't leave now. What else y'all want to talk about? Ask me some questions. You look tall. How tall are you? I am 6'2". She's right here licking my hand. I would grab her and put her up here on the camera, but she's kind of greasy because I think her skin problem is getting better. I'm pretty much certain that it is. It was really bad, but it's clearing up, I think. But she's greasy right now because I've been putting this horse mane tail and groom. Yeah, that's what it's called, MTG oil. I left her here this weekend, and my neighbor watched her for me, and it was like I knew she was okay and everything, but it's weird. Like I never go without my dog like that. I feel like I'm a terrible father for leaving her. Yeah, so I Google image searched a picture too, Abby. Um, and I saw it pulled up pictures of dogs just like her, and with the same thing going on, the exact same thing, and that everybody was saying use Shapley's MTG. So I went straight to Tractor Supply and bought it. So I'm actually not really even that tall. Did you know that? 6'2" is not even that tall. Did you know? And I know this because I have a new friend named Eddie from Amsterdam, and I didn't know this, but he told me he like women in Amsterdam like tall guys, and but he said everybody's tall over there, and so like 6 foot is average in I guess the Netherlands, you would say, like, and so yeah, 6'2", like I'm barely above average for being if I was over there. That's not true. I've the chick slayingest dudes I've ever known in my life were little bitty dudes. I'm gonna bring her next time. Yeah, I'll never leave her again now. Look at Tom Cruise. Well, I mean, he's rich too, so but he's a little bitty dude. Mm. All the girls loved him. Yeah, man. Sometimes you just gotta seize the day. I get like that too. Like I don't chase them. I always say I don't chase, I attract. Uh, but sometimes, if you want something, you just gotta get it, make it happen. But then sometimes, when you make it happen, then you realize you made a terrible mistake. Did you just kill our video for a reason? What are you talking about? Well, that's terrible. People get real vindictive over stuff, man. Like I shouldn't tell like a lot of like my family business on the internet, I guess, but like I don't know, man. Like I've just seen people like over like wills and things like that. People's changing the wills and cutting people out of wills, and like it disgusts me, man. How people are that's all people care about is what they can get. Like I won't say who it is. Somebody in my family, like, and I know my grandmother. I knew my grandmother, and I know her, and I know she wouldn't have done this. And they like my grandma was like so old she didn't even know what was going on anymore, and they like changed the will and cut out their siblings, and they even had their friends. Uh, they even had their friends like co-sign, and long story short, they got caught. Like one of the friends got a guilty conscience and like told the judge in court, like my my father and his brother had to go to court, and they uh, they got it. They fixed it some, but like the person that did it didn't get in trouble at all. Like lying under oath and lying to the court. Like man, if I'd have done something like that, they'd have given me like 30 piece. You hear that, guys? Abby was relieved when she found out when how she was relieved. Yeah, how chill I was in person. Why did you think I was gonna be a psycho? I'm cool, man. I tried to tell you. I used to I used to feel that way about my father, like that he didn't love me and he wasn't proud of me, and I was like his least favorite son. But it's kind of weird because now I feel like, I mean, I don't know if I'm his. I'll probably never be his favorite, but I feel like me and my dad are like they're super cool now. That's how I feel about it, man. You can't take none of this stuff with you, and but what you can leave with you is like your reputation. That song that I'm trying to learn, Helvegen, it's hard, man. It's hard when you like don't know a language and you're trying to remember these words that are in another language. Um, but it's like some Viking shit. It's about walking the road to hell and the path being cold. And it said, I think it said like sheep and animals die, everything dies, even a man dies, but his reputation lives forever. Um, and I try to kind of like live by that, man. I don't want to be like, oh, that motherfucker lied to fuck me out of $20. Like, really, it's worth $20 to just give up your soul like that? Like, I want, I fully believe like everything we do in this life, like it matters. Like, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Like the law of return, like karma, it's real. So I just try to be the best I can be. I do fucked up things, uh, but I try to I try not to. I try to like have a conscience and let my conscience be my guide, like Jiminy Cricket said. Who's clingy? What are you talking about, Abby? Oh, she thought I was a raging maniac. And then she said yes. I don't understand what's going on. Did you tell him I'm a raging maniac? So I should get my new axes pretty soon. Speaking of raging maniacs, I got three axes, a sei, which is like a Celtic machete, basically. Uh, I got a couple daggers. I got a tabletop and some stool tops coming from my master wood carver. Can't wait for them. Is that a THC vape? I wish. I wish that it was. But I'm not supposed to be smoking tetrahydrocannabinol. And for the next couple years, I can't, you know. They do not deliver mail to my boat. I get mail at my mother's house. So yeah, I was telling you guys before, I had a house, sold that house. I still got the money from selling that house, but you can't worry. I mean, you can't uh, you can't buy a house for what that house is worth. You know what I mean? Like the housing market blew up, and now like you used to be able to buy a house for that much money, and now you can't buy a freaking beat up trailer for it. Um, but no, so I have a tiny house at my parents' house, and I have a tiny house boat here on the lake, but I don't have a house like a big house anymore. You thought I might be clingy? Yeah, I'm not clingy. You can't even smoke with a medical license. If I was in any other state but Tennessee, I would be. I don't think like I wouldn't be able to keep my job, but as far as the parole goes, I if I was anywhere else but where I'm at, I'd be able to smoke. Yeah, yeah. Even in like Nashville or Memphis, like West Tennessee, like I'm from where all the church people are at, and they ain't having it. Like it's matter of fact, the girl that watch BB for me while I was gone. She also cleans my boat twice a month. Um, she's on parole, and she says she fails every time for weed, and they don't care. And she's only like the next county over, so I'm just unlucky, I guess. But I fully plan on becoming a total pothead again one of these days. To me, like it really is like it's legit, like part of my religion. It makes me feel more like intuitive and like I consider myself a shaman for a long time, and like psilocybin and marijuana and psychedelics, man, that's kind of part of my religion. Yeah, I mean, I could get like they don't even, medical's not even legal in this state. In Tennessee, medical ain't legal, but I'm on paper having PTSD, so I can pretty much get a prescription anywhere. Yeah, weed makes me hungry as hell too. But then I think I lose weight when I'm smoking hella pot. And I think what it is because I get so used to smoking it, I've got to get like super super stoned to get hungry like that. And then when I am like smoking it every day, I smoke so much like I never come down off of it. I roll over, rip dabs, and it's on all every time every minute that I'm awake. Like every 15 minutes to 30 minutes, like I'm smoking more dabs, and I just stay high as hell, and I never come down. Only when I sleep, I get a little break. Then I wake up, I get high again. I'll feel it like the first time of the day, but then after that, I'm just smoking it all day, chasing it like a crackhead. Tanya Kwiatkowski, I am not picking up what you're putting down. This was a strong arm to humble down and realize how hard it was and how shitty for us less bigwigs down here at the bottom. Help us please fix it. What am I missing here? Anything the Lord takes, He will replace. I think maybe weed might kind of can make me lazy, but it makes me think in a totally different way. But there for a long time, like I really like I weed was weed to me. Cannabis was cannabis, whether it was sativa or indica. Like it all got me stoned. But when I actually really smoked 100% pure sativa strain, I could tell like it was there is totally a difference. Like indica will make you lethargic, whereas sativa strains will just give you like that mind high without making you want to go to sleep. So I guess I like sativa. I guess there's a time and place for everything though. There's sometimes I want to just be comatose, but yeah, I feel like so. Here's an example, or maybe I just thought I was killing it, but I smoked a couple times while I was locked up, and we had guitars in there. And my buddy would just sit and play guitar, and I would just start freestyling, and I would just come up with the wildest shit. Like you guys already know, like I want to write songs. Well, I was writing songs straight out of. I wouldn't even think about it. It was just coming out of my mouth, and it was really some bad shit. I was like, man, if we would have had a phone in here or some way to record that. Yeah, I don't know much about uh, edibles. Like I don't mess with edibles much, but I have a couple times. But I don't even know if 50 milligrams is a big dose. Oh, that's what up. You know what? One thing I've got in New York that I've never seen anywhere else: chocolate, chocolate weed. Never seen that nowhere else. But like, what was that? Brooklyn? No, I was in Harlem, right? What's 110th Street? Yeah, you're in Manhattan. That's where Manhattan goes into Harlem, right? 110th. Yeah, and right up there, like them dudes had chocolate. It was always like, I got some chocolate. I've never seen that before. That was weird. Well, she's gonna show up. Oh yeah, hell yeah! It'll all fail a test, man. How badass would it be if they couldn't mess with your job and they couldn't mess with your freedom? They couldn't lock you up, and if weed was just like something you could just buy it to anywhere. I mean, it is. You can buy weed at every gas station now, but also you can leave that gas station and the cop can pull you over and be like, "Oh, you got a weed pit in your car? All right, well, I suspect you of driving under the influence. Let's go to the hospital and take a blood test." And then, of course, you got the shit in your blood because you've been smoking dabs for 90 days. You know what I mean? It literally took me over for like, but somewhere between 3 and 4 months to get that shit out of me when I was smoking. So, you could smoked hella weed 3 months ago and that shit's still in your system, and just because you got a weed pen in your car, cop pull you over and test your blood, and because you smoked a bunch months ago, it's still in you, and they can give you a DUI, take your driver's license, lock you up in jail. It's wild, man. And me, I use a CDO, you know, to pay my bills. That's how I work, so just can't fuck around. I want to start a food truck, man. I've been helping that girl with her food truck ideas, but I've been wanting to do that since way before I ever even met her. That was my two. I had come up with two options when I was in prison. I'm like, well, I'm never selling drugs ever again. I got to come up with something. I can't be a laborer on a pipeline all the rest of my life because I'm not trying to work like that. A freezing ass cold when I'm 80 years old. So I decided I was either going to get a CDO or buy a food truck and start my own little barbecue business. And they came through with some college. Like they said, asked, "Does anybody want to go to school?" And I said, "Yeah." And they had CDO on there, so I signed up for that. Otherwise, I'd be already having a food truck. But there's a guy I work with that's got a food truck, and he does catering. He's been off for a couple weeks because he got a hip implant. But yeah, that would be cool to have a food truck on the side hustle. I work 7 days a week. I do the food truck on the weekends and drive a dump truck. It would be badass if I could just do YouTube all day. $12 a gram. That's kind of expensive, man. You can buy these dudes at the gas station just try to sell me a 7 gram uh, live resin pen, 7 grams for $29.99. That's $3 and some change a gram for live resin. So the price ain't the problem. I'm just I'd be smoking like hell if I didn't, you know, work in a truck drivers union and I was on parole. But one of these days, I'm gonna be able to. Yeah, man. Food trucks, they're mobile. You can go. You just got to go where all the people are. And it's like you got a good product, man. Like I could cook. I can make awesome ass food, and a good product will sell itself. And you got mobs of people walking back and forth across this every day, and they're smelling this banging ass applewood smoked pork meat waving through the air. And you got like your own banging ass sauces. Like you could even like make organic stuff. Like What's going on, white boy? And right, yeah, you wouldn't have to rent that big building. That's what I need to do, man. Start me up a badass truck, get it going, get it operating, and then find some people to work it for me and show them how to do it. Like, look, this is what I need you to do. This is our menu. Boom, boom, boom. Turn one truck into two trucks. Turn two trucks into four. That'd be sick to own a fleet of like food trucks one day. And I know I could do it, man. Like, you can do anything that you put your mind to. That's a fact. White boy, are you from out west? I'm guessing you're from out Cali or Arizona or New Mexico or out that way. I don't hear a lot of East Coast people using that word wood. Yep, that's what's up. I liked it out in Cali. I made some good friends. One of the dudes, man, it was crazy. Fontana. So my friend Brody, he this is crazy because he was one of them firefighters. Like, they made that show about the prison firefighters, and the main character's name was Brody. Well, I know one of them guys that actually did that, and his name, well, that's not his real name is William, but he goes by Brody. But the very like first day of the job, the dude like pulls me aside. He's like, bro, he's like, you did time, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, how much you do? And I'm like, got about a decade in, and he was like, I just got out 3 days ago. He's like, I'm freaking out, bro. He's like, don't tell nobody, don't tell nobody. I'm like, bro, my brother is the boss, man. He's cool. Like, he's my brother. Like, he knows what time it is. Like, he's not gonna it's not gonna matter one bit, bro. Um, but anyway, he was so scared, and he was like, I just did 23 years straight, and I've been out for 3 days. He's like, I'm freaking out, man. And so like me and him, we became good friends, and I still talk to him. Matter of fact, it's been a little bit, but I try to touch base with him ever so often. But yeah, he did 23 years in Cali. I lived right next to, you know where Pleasant Valley State Prison is? I lived right in Coalinga, California. Like, literally, that prison was probably a mile down the road from me. Pleasant Valley. You know where Coalinga is? That was a cool little town. I liked it there. I liked my little motel room, but I don't know. Like, I'm just a real positive person, man. It, so I guess I like everything, but it wasn't super expensive. It's Coalinga is about an hour west of Fresno. So yeah, it's north of you. It's in the San Joaquin Valley. I wanted to get down there and check out San Diego, man. I've always heard how cool San Diego is, and I never went to San Diego. I went all over California too. I went to Golden Gate Bridge. I went to Big Sur. I went to uh, the Santa Monica Pier. I went to Venice, uh, Sacramento, LA. I've been to LA several times, but never been to San Diego, and I need to go. Um, I would really like to go down like Baja Peninsula, man. Kick it with some Mexicans. I like Mexicans, man. Like, one of my bestest new friends. I met this guy. His name's Hector. He might even see this video one day. What's good? What's going on, Norma? Um, but man, Hector is super cool. Uh, he's like a mechanical wizard too. But he's a trustworthy guy, man. Like, solid dude, man. Hector's badass. I'm really happy that I met him. I've only known him like a couple months now, but we're like super tight now. What you been doing, Normal? Glad you caught the live. I ain't really been talking about much, man. I like doing these lives better than just to make a video because I don't ever know what to talk about. So I just hit play and hope somebody comes on here and talks to me and gives me something to talk about. That's something else ChatGPT is good for. ChatGPT, you can say, give me ideas for content for this YouTube channel. And like it would like boom, 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 it will just spit you out a bunch of stuff like that. So I really need to incorporate ChatGPT into my brainstorming. I know a lot of like prison. I don't really want to be identified as like prison content. Like that ain't all I want to talk about. I guess I could just do whatever the hell I want to do. Really, make it a cooking channel, a prison channel, a spiritual channel. You know what I mean? Like music, play music. I still got to like record that song for Deb. She I did it on the last live and she thought it was really good, but I I deleted it because I didn't think it was good. 9 days off. That had to be nice. I gotta get up and stretch for a second. Oh. Who's all still in here? Abby, you still in here? Yeah, I hear that. Like I want to go on a vacation, man. Like I got invited to go down to Florida a week or two ago, and I didn't want to take off work. Like I probably could have got like I'm not used to having a job where you can just be like, hey, I'm taking a vacation for a week. Like in pipelines, if you say you're going to take a vacation for a week, they're going to tell you to come back. So it's weird to me but I've seen other people do it, take like a week off straight and just say I'm going on vacation. So I guess I probably could have went, but my brother's down there in Florida, so I kind of want to go down there and check it out. It's been a long time since I've been to Florida. You like my stories? That's what's up. To overcome addiction, yeah. Let's talk about that. Basically, no one and nothing to start with. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna tell you this right now. You can do anything that you want to do. Like I just said that a second ago. Like I was talking about the sculpting and all that. Cool. Good to know you're still there. Um, but so this reminds me of I was just at this addiction seminar, and they're like, "Oh, you need Jesus. Jesus is the only thing." But I'm gonna tell you right now, man. If you want to do it, I can remember my mom trying to get me to go to rehab, and me telling the people like, "Look, I don't want to quit. Like when I want to quit, I'll quit. Yeah, there's nothing y'all can say to make me do it." Exactly. You have to do it for yourself. You have to decide. I'm changing my life. I don't want that life no more. And sometimes it is still hard, you know. Uh, I stay away from anybody or anything that I think might even tempt me into doing some stuff like that. That's why like I mostly just go straight to work and come home. Um, because I am kind of afraid of just being somewhere and somebody pull out some dope and be like, "Hey, hit this," because it puts you in a hard place sometimes, you know. And everybody's got their own little drugs of choice, I guess, you know. It's a whole lot easier for me to turn down like speed, like meth and cocaine, like because I hate that stuff and I always did. But the drug addict in me would still do it just to leave this reality, I guess. But yeah, you got to be there for yourself. You got to want it. You got to value yourself. You got to understand that you're worth better. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they have like self-loathing, and they just deliberately self-sabotage themselves. And you have to think positive. You have to think in your mind, I can do this. You know, uh, you know that you have the strength to do whatever that you want to do. And if you want a new life, if you want something different, then you have to make it happen. Like nobody can beg you to do it for them. It's just not possible. You know, it's crazy because you would think, as much as I love my mother, as much as I love my grandmas, I would do it for them. But I never really did it until in my mind I decided that I'd had enough and I didn't want to live like that anymore. Um, so and you got somebody else, you got yourself and you got me, bro. Like I'm not even joking. Like hit me up. Like if you ever need any more advice, you know what I mean? If you're ever like tempted to get high and you need somebody to talk you out of it, hit me up. I'll do whatever I can for you. Yeah, I've never even been to rehab. So I went to a drug program in prison called Therapeutic Community (TCOM), but I had quit a year and a half before I ever even went to prison. I only went to that program to try to get out early. Like that program didn't do nothing for me. You know what I mean? Uh, but it's all in you. It's just whenever you finally decide that you've had enough, you don't want that life anymore. And still, like I ain't gonna lie to y'all, like the one thing in the back of my mind, like somebody could pull out some cocaine, and I would be it would be easier for me to say no. But if somebody pulled out some opiates, some opioids, and I'm talking about any of them, like Suboxone, Subutex, methadone, morphine, Dilaudid, OxyContin, Percocet, like opiates, man, they were my uh like it felt like it just made you feel so good. How could this be wrong? And so I could like justify it. Um because it really like I don't want to talk it up. I don't want to make it sound like, oh well, I should go try that, because that's the whole trick. That's the lie. Like that it makes you feel like everything is okay. Nothing else matters. You could be laying here in a dumpster with no food to eat, but you're nodding out on that heroin. That's all you care about. Um, so it's a whole other kind of evil, you know. For me, anyway. That's from my experience. Yeah, like a lot of times, man, I don't think about it. I don't think I like. There were times when I used to have like dreams of doing drugs, and I could like even feel the drugs in my dream. Uh, but I'm pretty, I stay so busy with my job, just coming home to my dog here on the boat, and there ain't hanging around with drug addicts. So I do pretty good these days. Man, I really appreciate that, man, and I appreciate you encouraging me, and I want to do the same for you and encourage you. Like I've been on fentanyl and ice. I've done all that. I was an IV drug user, as bad as you can be, and I guess we got a couple of people in here now. I'm gonna talk about my ex girlfriend because I saw her aunt and her uncle yesterday morning, and I used to carry a lot of guilt. She's dead now, and I used to think, if she hadn't met me, would she still be alive? Is she dead because she met me? And I might as well say I condone her using drugs. I bought them for her for all those years, but she had a boyfriend before me that cooked meth, and she had a boyfriend after me that cooked meth. So she was going to be with somebody that would get her drugs no matter what. And I like that's what her aunt told me, and it did actually make me feel a lot better. And I already knew that, and I had already told myself that, but to hear her tell me that, it made me, I guess you'd say it gave me a little bit of relief, like a little bit of a burden was lifted off of me, because and not just her, but her best friend, her and her best friend, they were together the night that I met them, and they're both dead now, and they both died of the same thing. They both died of sepsis, like I guess using needles or something. They got germs in their bloodstream, and it went to their brain, and she was like having strokes, and nobody knew what was wrong with her until it was too late. and she cried blood tears out of her eyeballs, and died a horrible, gruesome death. Yeah, yeah, the opiates, man, they make me feel like Superman. Like I when I was a laborer and I would just work my body into oblivion, like the opiates would you didn't hurt, and you had the energy and you could just keep going and going like a locomotive. But then once you depend on that shit just to get by, like that's when the nightmare starts. Like it's all fun and games until you try to get off of it. Yeah, man, and I'm gonna tell you guys about somebody else too. But anyway, yeah, maybe I wasn't done talking about Andrea yet. She was a beautiful girl, man. So when I was a child, I had the biggest crush on Topanga from Boy Meets World. Her big old lips, and she was just the prettiest thing in the world to me. And she, like, her parents were hippies, and she was like kind of witchy. And I was so attracted to Topanga from Boy Meets World, and then I met Andrea, and she looked just like that girl to me, and so, so I was just crazy about her. But it's just, if you could see the way, like, the tragedy of her life, and it's all because of drugs. Like, she could have been a successful person and had a happy life, but she she had a miserable life of an addict, and she was a slave to drugs, and it just ruined her. And I'm gonna tell you guys about somebody else, and they're probably gonna see this too. But I don't think he would care for me telling you this. And I just told him this, as a matter of fact. We went to church. I told you guys I went up there to meet that dude from Corn, and never even talked to him, by the way. But anyway, we hadn't seen each other in a real long time, and both of us, we were messing up, and we neither one of us was living right, and he was an absolute wreck, train wreck of a person. And I had told myself when I got out, man, I love this dude, but I can't talk to him no more. I can't be around him. You know, I got to change my life. And then I don't even know how it happened. I think I was talking to his girlfriend. Yeah, I had became friends with his girlfriend on Facebook, and one night, like, I don't remember, we started. She was like, "Hey, did you talk to Brooks?" So I wasn't even gonna say his name. Shit, he probably don't care about that either. But I was like, "Nah." But anyway, I called him, and like he said, he'd been clean for like 3 years, and I'm not even gonna lie, I was like shocked by that, because he was one of them people that you would have thought, if he would have ever got clean, like, he would have done it a long, 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 long time ago. He was one of the people that just like ain't never going to change. And dude's been clean for 3 years, man. I'm super proud of him. So what I'm trying to tell you, I told you all this to say, if that dude can can stop, you can stop too. You just gotta want it. Kind of like this working out thing, man. I've been saying for like a year now, I've got to start working out regularly, and I did try, and I hurt myself, but then I finally got it. My elbow was messed up for like 9 months, and then I took this prednisone, and it finally fixed it. So I'm about to give her another go at trying to get into working out, and it's just one of them things. If I want it bad enough, I'll get it. Yep, drugs are, and it sucks too, because I I sold so many drugs, man, and I had no idea. It's weird to think, like, if I knew then what I know now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't think nothing about what I was doing to people's lives and the planet. Yes, sir, man. Same to you. But yeah, I think this channel's cool too, man. Everybody here is sweet, and one of these days, it's gonna be a lot cooler. Um, but yeah, man, I would love to become like a motivational speaker and just kind of tell the stories of my life and where that shit has brought me, and it's just it's disastrous, man. Like really though, I don't think I would want to be any other body than what I am. Like I'm happy in life. Like sometimes, yeah, I see like these big $1 million houses, and I'm like, man, you were smart enough. Like you could have went to law school or became a politician or whatever the hell you wanted to be in life. You could have done it, but I feel like maybe I have become what I wanted to be in life. I see all these rich people, man. They're quick to screw you over too. They care so much about that money, like, and they'll do get it at all costs, and they don't care about their reputation, or they have no shame in their game. But yeah, I'm sure you know all too well about it, Joanna, living right there in Newark like that. I've been to Newark. It's heroin city. You don't even know how many people I know that are gone from. Most of the time, it's a mix of opiates and benzos, because people will pop Xanaxes and stuff to kick in that opiate buzz, but then they get too high and just forget to breathe. Not all rich people are, but yeah, a lot of people let that money, and it's just like with anything. Like people get greedy on power, like the cops. They'll torture people just because they can. But I met a rich lady once, and she was might have been the coolest person I've ever known in my life. I was also kind of like enamored with her, like I wanted to marry her. I made a video about her once. I have friends die from drugs. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty sad. My so my girlfriend had done meth. The girl Andrea I was talking about, she had done meth, but like this sucks, but it's the truth. Like she had never done heroin until I started doing heroin, and so she basically got introduced to that by me, and that's one of the reasons why I feel so terrible. She's dead now, and like I feel like I wasn't a good influence on her. You know, like if I had been a good influence on her, could have made her like change her life and she not be dead. And there's a lot of what ifs, I guess. Oh, I know, Joanna. I've been there. I have been to right where you live, and that's why I said I wouldn't want to be there, because I know what it is. Man, when I got out, we were in Trenton, and my mom took me. Like I went to this like little cell phone store, and it was like in the hood. And we get out. My mom has a really nice car. And like we get out of the car, and she was like scared, to be in the ghetto like that. But then we were both. I guess we were both paying attention. I had my mom with me, so I was kind of watching everything too. But she was like, she said, I don't know, maybe I just had the prison walk or whatever. But when the people seen that she was with me, like they looked away. But yeah, my mom was scared to be in Trenton. I was like, yeah, you think this is bad? You should go to Newark. But I mean, there's a lot. Like I guess Patterson's bad. Atlantic City, right? Um, turned gray and didn't show up. I'm not sure. Normally, you probably know way more about YouTube than I know. Like, I don't know nothing about this. I'm doing good to hit this record button and make these videos for y'all. What time is it? 6:44. I got to take some sleeping pills. Where are they? Rochester? Don't know too much about Rochester. I'll tell you somewhere I was surprised of that was ghetto as hell. Newburgh, New York. I was like driving forever in like the woods and there was like nothing. And then all of a sudden you pop up and you're like in this city. And I was like, this got to be the only place in America that you could be shot in a drive-by shooting or eaten by a bear in the exact same location. But yeah, Newburgh, New York is crazy. It's like a ghetto in the middle of the rustic wilderness. Real laggy in the video. It might be my internet, man. So I don't have like hardwired internet because I'm on this boat. So I have like T-Mobile Wi-Fi. So maybe I just don't have good enough internet. I'm right next to my router though. I mean, I can watch, I can like stream TV shows, but I don't know. Maybe I should turn my resolution down. These are some of the things that I'm like learning about YouTube. So maybe there's a way I can go in and broadcast this on 720 instead of 1080, and it would fix what you're talking about. It wouldn't lag. Yeah, drugs are a terrible, terrible epidemic in this country. And I'm just gonna say this too. Damn, whoever don't like it. Y'all know the government is the ones putting that stuff out, right? Like you know about Barry Seals and the whole Sandinista, the Contras, Oliver North, all that, Rick Ross, crack epidemic. It was all funded. It was all like the CIA brought that cocaine here. Yeah, that's a PS5. I don't play it that much. Me and my boy Eddie from Amsterdam, we played some Call of Duty Zombies the other day. Yeah, I thank God I'm a country boy. I'm not trying to live in Newark. Hell no. It's actually straight as hell. Like, I was like sketched out about leaving my doors unlocked on this boat and going to work, but eventually I was like, look, man, if somebody wants in that place, they can just kick the door right open anyway. Like, and that lock ain't gonna keep nobody out. But like, I leave my doors unlocked, and all my neighbors, they keep an eye on my place for me. I even I had somebody babysit my dog this weekend, the next door neighbor. I've got Grand Theft Auto 5. Maybe we can play that together. I've got it, and I've never even played it ever. I've got several games like that. I got Red Dead Redemption. Don't ever play that. I played it for maybe 15 minutes. I got Gran Turismo 7. No, the interview with Ian is coming up in like 3 weeks. It's going to be September 26th. I hope it turns out good. And this time, like the first thing I'm gonna say is, I gotta shout out Joe Guerrero. because I did the Matt Cox one, and yeah, I mentioned After Prison Show, but I never really said I want to thank Joe Guerrero, because really, like, all of it, like, I would not have. I've said it a million times, but I'll say it a million more. I wouldn't have a YouTube channel if it weren't for Joe. Like, I thought about making one like several times, but it's just one of them things. Like, I was just like, no, that would never happen. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but he convinced me to do it, and I did, and hell yeah, APS Army. I wouldn't be here right now without that. Like, most of my people came from that, and yeah, Joanna, I highly recommend, like, Tennessee. You used to be able to buy cheap ass land down here. You could buy an acre of land for $3,000 or $4,000. You can't, no, you can't no more. Yeah, that's how I would say over half of my subscribers right now have come from the After Prison. Like, my first 800, I got 800 off the rip, and it was all from that video. And then I got a couple hundred more after I did the Matt Cox one, and I got maybe, I don't think uh, Chad Marks, he didn't put my link in the video, but I do say it. He asked me what was the name of my channel, so I got about 100 people that came off the interview with him. But I hope I just do, like, I really just like crush the one with Ian Bick or whatever, and it gets a million fucking views, and I get 100,000 followers, and I can quit my job and just smoke pot and talk about prison and magic and food. Um, Seriously though, I should make a cooking show. Like, I could make my mom, dude. If I made a YouTube channel with my mother, my channel name, I'm not familiar. Oh, I am familiar with that movie. I know what you're talking about. That's, or no, I'm thinking about Flatliners. But I do remember there was a movie called Jacob's Ladder. Um, but no, so that name, when I was like, well, I got to think of a name. I really thought of it, like, really, it was one of the first ones I even thought of, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going with that. I like it. So yeah, obviously, my name is Jacob, and obviously, you guys know that I'm into like spirituality and magic, and Jacob's Ladder is actually a cult term, you know, and it's about like bridging the gap between heaven and earth, and that's kind of what I'm about. And ladders are also for climbing up, and I'm about evolution and becoming better, and I want to, I guess, bring as many people with me as I can. Uh, so that's my goal in life, is to just elevate consciousness. Yeah, Joanne. I'm sure there's plenty more stories that I haven't. I know there are, but people like watching cooking. Yeah, and dude, my mom, and I'm not just saying that because she's my mom either. Like, she made these cinnamon rolls the other day, and I'm telling you, like, a cinnamon roll contest with 1,000 people in that shit, my mom would have killed it. She would have took home the grand prize. Like, she made the best cinnamon rolls I've ever eaten in my whole entire life, and she does that. Like, there's people that are good cooks, but my mom is just she don't make nothing bad. Like, everything she makes is just delicious. But yeah, thanks. I'm glad you liked the channel name. I thought it was cool. Jacob's Ladder. It just seemed right. I haven't checked how many watched hours I have, but I know I was at like 26 and some change. I think almost 2,700. I needed like a little over 300 more hours. So this damn thing right here is almost gone 2 hours long. So what if 20 people all watch for, and I know nobody watches the whole thing, like people will pop in and pop out and just see what you're talking about and then leave. But this will get me a few more watched hours. And then once you're monetized, I don't know what the hell to do after that. Like I have no idea what that even means. Oh, okay. Well, that's awesome, Norma. I appreciate you saying that. And that's one reason why I did it, is because I have had people like in my life just be like, man, you changed the way I think. Like you influenced me, and like one guy was like, man, you just became my best friend, and just people telling me things like that, and it's always kind of like just gave me that, like when I hear people say stuff to me like that, like it tells me like, okay, well you're doing that's because that's what I want to do. That's what I'm trying to do. And then when people tell me that I am doing that, it makes me feel like I'm on the right track. So I don't want to give up. I want to do it as much as I can. But I feel like I don't have to say like and comment and subscribe. I feel like everybody that's on YouTube like knows that that's what you're supposed to do. But yeah, I know everybody says that. Please like, comment. I almost got on here like acting all crazy, like I was gonna be like uh, a game show host or something. You remember when Joe did like the game show voice? I started to do that and be like, oh, I'm just playing and mess with y'all, but I didn't do that. It's just weird for me to like put on a different voice than what I would just normally talk in. You know what I mean? Or like people doing them skits, or like JD Delay. You know, he's always like super loud and all. What's the word I'm looking for? Flashy, maybe, I guess. He just, I don't know. I'm just me, I guess. Oh hell yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Norma. That's great. Yeah, just watch my videos and just let them play. Put them. I should make a playlist. I should like put like I've got like 27 videos now. I think I should just make a playlist out of them, and you could just hit play on the playlist and just let it play. That would give me hours real quick. Well, I appreciate that, Joanna. I try real hard because I the world is so fake. Everything is so phony. Everything, like literally everything, is fake as hell. And I'm always kind of like afraid of like offending people, especially if I start to talk about religion. But there's a lot of fakeness going on with organized religion and the government and politics, and this. It's so rare to find somebody that just won't lie no matter what. Once you're able to monetize, start that option. Uh, you should do prison cooking video with Joe. Yeah. So actually, Joe, a couple weeks back, he said, "Man, I want to do another video." After, so he made some shorts out of my interviews and put them on TikTok, and like the first part of it kind of blew up. The last time I checked, it had like 160,000 views, which it might have. I'm sure it probably petered out by now. But anyway, so after that, he was like, "Man, we got to get together and do another video." And I was like, "Man, yeah, anytime. I love you." Uh, but yeah, I guess maybe I should. I know he's like super busy, but I should hit him up and be like, "Yo, let's schedule a." But the things like that, like you want to like be in person. If I can get the probation officers to let me off early, I could literally drive out there to him in Virginia and do videos with him on the weekends or something, you know. And I actually tried. I didn't tell you guys this, but I called the courthouse and I was like, um, I asked him, I was like, I'm trying to find out like who is the judge, like presiding judge over my case. Like I want to write him a letter and request that I be granted early release from parole. and they act like they didn't know what the hell I was talking about. And she transferred me to somebody else. I got a voicemail. I left a message and was like, look, been on parole 3 years. I have no violations. I kept the job the whole time. I paid you everything you want me to pay. I took every computer class you asked me to take, and I passed every drug test. Uh, I would like to request early termination of my parole. And nobody ever called me back, surprisingly. Thought they'd be right on that. But I'm trying. I'm trying to get them to let me off. Then I could go to Virginia any damn time I want. Yeah, yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like I tell the truth even when it hurts. So, Tyler, what option are you talking about? Once I'm monetized, I can start what option? I know people had like told me like, oh, you need to enable super likes so people can like send you little tips and stuff. And I was like, I'm not really worried about it. I don't want to take people's money, man. Like it's hard enough out here. Like, you know what I mean? That's the last thing I want to do is like get on here and beg for money. But anyways, I actually like looked into it. You can't even do that unless you're monetized. Right? Hey Noel, what's going on? Fun fact: um, if I would have been a girl, that would have been my name because I was born in December, and I was like, oh, sorry, baby. But yeah, my mom told me that my name was gonna be Noel if I was born a girl. I'm not sure. Are you here? One life to live. Nice. My middle name, my grandfather's name was. This is kind of a weird name. His name was Burley Ray, and he hated his first name, so he went by Ray. And it's spelled actually like a. I think Rhea is a. Is it a Greek or Celtic? It's like an old witch, like a goddess, Rhea, and it's also a witch. Maybe I'm saying witch, thinking it's a. Yeah, it was a goddess, but it was also a witch in Stephen King's Dark Tower series. Rhea of the Coos, the weirding of the Coos. Glad you're still with us. One life to live. That's what's up. I appreciate that, Joanna. I think I'm gonna be keeping my ass out of Newark though. That's a good place to get trouble. Um, have you guys? I know you've heard of like people say driving while black before, right? Getting arrested just for being black. Well, did you know that you can get arrested for being white in Newark, New Jersey? I know many a man that has got a charge. They call it wandering, and this is a legit charge, man. It's being white in a black neighborhood because they're just like there's only one reason for you to be here, and that's buying drugs. Straight up, you get a they call it a wandering charge for being white in the hood. True story. That's what they'd be doing to me if they see me in Newark, Joanna. I'd get a wandering charge. So I guess I'm gonna save this live stream so other people can watch it because some people do like they don't catch it and they watch it after the fact. Actually, a lot of people do because there ain't that many people here, and they always get like a couple hundred views anyway. So I think most people watch them after the fact. So I'm not going to delete them anymore. Right? That's what I thought. But it's a very real thing. I don't know just one person that's got that charge. I know many, many people that have been charged. It's called wandering, like just walking down the street in the hood, being white. You can get a charge for that. Yes, sir. We're all rooting for you, bro. I am too. I'm sending you positive energy right now and strength to face them demons, man. It's a giant, but you can slay that giant because you're more powerful. Though, if you had the faith of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain, and that's true. If you want it bad enough, just reach out and take it. Yeah, because I was like playing, it's like singing live guitars, and I messed up a bunch of them, and I just thought I sounded like crap, and I just didn't want people to see that. Yeah, like I said, I've been to Newark. I've been on 17th Street, and I but I didn't spend a whole lot of time there. I was briefly there. I rolled up in the. I didn't have no business being up there. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I did. I'm sure there was probably some good stuff that got deleted with that live stream, but we got the future. We can talk about it all again. It's like it's like a clay sculpture. You can you can mess it up and make it look terrible, and then do it all over again and fix it. Yes, sir. I will. Yeah, I don't remember what it was exactly that I erased it for. I like I said, I get this stuff makes me super nervous. Like I yeah, it's really intimidating for me to hit that button and say go live. And it's like it's super awkward because like nobody's on here at first, and I'm like, what do I do? Do I just sit here and wait for people to come, or do I just start talking? Like, what the hell am I even? If the glass wasn't half empty, how could it be half full? Well, I guess it couldn't be. But I say that a lot. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. You can always be negative. Like I know some people, man, and they're just always in a bad mood. They're always ready to start an argument. They're always just uh, bitching about something, and I just don't understand it. Like I'm just every day. I'm so all I have to do is think about being in AdSeg in Trenton, or being in population in Trenton, being in Sussex County Jail, not knowing if I'll ever come home again. And now it's like my life is a damn fairy tale. So even when shit gets bad, it ain't that bad. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was like, I got kind of depressed like when my chick left me, but she, I didn't go get high. I was in heroin country too. I was right outside of Philadelphia, and I could have went straight to like Kensington, man, and got higher than shit. And I'm not gonna lie, like I thought about it too. Like I'm like I should just go to Philadelphia and just get higher than hell. And but I didn't do it. So, but I was super hurt over it. But now looking back, like I even knew the whole time I was with that girl, like she wasn't no keeper, man. Like she wasn't never gonna be a good, strong woman. Like she was a child in an adult's body, and it's like she did me a solid favor because I would have let that I would have let her ruin my life and been cool with it. But from the outside looking in, uh, you know, I'm really glad that I didn't get stuck with somebody like that. But it's it's hard to go through things like that without people hurt. It's part of life, you know. And if it wasn't, I say this a million times, if it wasn't for the good, there wouldn't be no bad. Like if you hadn't felt just absolute betrayal and had your heart ripped out and all that, you wouldn't appreciate the people that are real, people that keep it real, the people that'll never lie to you. You know what I mean? Unless you knew how bad everybody else was, like that would just be normal to you. So it's like a yin and a yang, I guess you could say. And going through, that's what makes us who we are and teaches us the lessons and in life, and it molds your character and who you become. So without going through some bitterness, you'll never really fully appreciate the sweetness of life. Yeah, everybody bitches every now and then. We're human. I'm glad I didn't go to Kensington too. I was actually really proud of myself, man. Uh, I was. I was like, man, it's crazy. Like the old me wasn't that strong. So it proves that I've grown up a little bit. Anyway, yep, here I am, Kim Sutton. How you doing? I went to the sweat lodge again. Yeah, maybe not, but if it's true, I've always had a hard time keeping my opinions to myself. So probably can't blame you there. Maybe he was a scumbag, slumlord. What's going on, Dustin? Yes, ma'am. Well, you could definitely go to it, but it'd be about an 8-hour drive for you, Kim. I think it's about 5 or 6 hours from you to where I'm at right now, and this place was. It's about 3 hours to the east of here, so it might be a 9-hour drive for you, 8 or 9 hours, right? Yeah, I always try to do the right thing too. Like a lot of you guys probably don't know much about like Asatru or Odinism or anything, but they have a saying in that you know pagan religion: uh, "Do right and fear none, fear no one." And I think those are pretty wise words. Always do the right thing and be brave. I like it. I dig it. And like I want to like make my ancestors proud, you know, the people that I came from. I want them to be proud of me and not look down on me and say, man, we created this dude. He sucks. CDL school, dude, you're gonna be just fine, bro. It's a breeze. Actually, it wasn't a breeze. I can remember these two guys. One of them did drop out of CDL school, like, and let's see. Yeah, I think only one dropped out, and the one guy I thought he was going to drop out too, but he didn't drop out, and he actually did make it through. But there was a couple of us, like me and another dude, we could just sleep through class and just take the test like it was just super simple, and we never had no problem. Like the first time I backed up the 53-foot trailer, or or maybe it was 50. The whole rig was 53 feet. Like yeah, it was a 40 foot trailer, I think. Right? I don't even remember anymore. But anyway, uh, I remember the instructor guy. He said, "Are you?" I can cuss. I try not to really cuss on here that much, because that's not the type of image I want to have. It's like uh, what I mean. I want to be I want to be respectful, and everybody don't use that language, so I don't want to like turn people off by talking dirty all the time. But this is what the instructor said: "Are you fucking with me?" And I guess because he thought I was like a pro at it or something, and I wasn't. It was just it really wasn't that hard, man. Like, but there was a couple guys that just couldn't get it down. They couldn't back a trailer for shit. But I'm sure you're gonna be just fine, bro. Like they thought that I had failed the test. Like when I went for the written part, I came out like I was out of there in like 5 minutes. I took three different parts of the test, and I come walking out, and everybody just looked at me like, "Oh man, he must have failed already. That sucks." And I'm like, "No, hell no, I didn't fail. I passed it." But I was like literally in there like five, because they're just things you go over these things, And matter of fact, I'll give you some advice right now. You can go on YouTube and type in like CDL test study guide, and they'll sit there and show you every question that's going to be on there, and just watch it, and you'll remember the answers. Trust me. Watch that shit 2 or 3 times, and you're good. Watch some CDL training, especially like the ones like the CDL test study guides. Like they're on YouTube. You can find them, and they'll tell you like I think it's pretty much the same nationwide. They ask all the same questions. The pre-trip, watch people do the pre-trip and sit there and watch it. And that's one of the hardest parts is doing that pre-trip. You got to be able to like point out the parts and say this is good and this is good, and then there's a certain way that they want you to say it. Oh, Noel, that sucks. That's terrible. I hate to hear that. That's. I hope nothing ever like that happens to me, man. So they didn't even teach me in manuals. They don't do it at that school I went to. They said they were phasing manual transmissions out. So I took my test in an automatic. So my CDL, I have a restriction to automatics only. But that's cool. Learn to drive the 18 speed. So actually, when I started this job, I trained in a manual, and I forgot that I had that restriction. I didn't even think about it. And then after I was done training, I was like, oh, I don't think I'm supposed to be driving that truck. But anyway, I drove a manual, and the trainer guy was like, how long you been driving a manual? I was like, this is the first time. He was like, what? But I mean, I knew how to drive, manual trucks and manual cars, but it's a little bit different. But if you know the basics of working a clutch and switching gears, you can kind of figure it out. So, but I would like to have that restriction taken off my CDL for sure. So just be lucky. You'll be fine, man. Don't sweat it. Yeah, Noel, that is absolutely terrible. I can't imagine. I try not. I do like have thoughts in my head like a lot of time, like negative thoughts, and I try not to ever even think about things like that because I don't want to manifest it into reality. But can't imagine that. Yeah, that's what they told us. They said they're phasing out manual transmissions in trucks altogether, and pretty soon they're not even going to be on the roads anymore. So there's no sense in teaching people to drive them. That's what they told us anyway. Why would your ancestors think you're a loon, Noel? Are you a loon? Maybe you are. Maybe there's a reason for that. Well, I'm sure mine think I am too. But I still would like to think that I make them proud. That's the goal anyway. Yeah, I drive an automatic at work, and I am very happy with it. I like it too. So maybe it's a good thing that I got the automatic restriction because I don't even want to drive a manual. But I just hope it doesn't end up like costing me a job one day. You know, like they need somebody that can drive a manual and I can't because I got that restriction. So how's Oregon? How's what's it like living in Oregon? I know there's a bunch of heroin up there too. Washington and Oregon. You're doing all that black tar up there. I shouldn't even be talking about drugs, man. Let's talk about something more positive. But that's what I think of when I think of what is it? What do they call Browntown up there? That's is that Washington? Is that Portland? Yeah, that's isn't that what they call Browntown, Portland, Oregon? What's the one that got that Space Needle? It's kind of like it looks like the one in Canada. The yeah, bro. Matter of fact, you could probably get a job where I work. I make $1,000 a week, and that's even like if I miss a day, and I only work 5 days a week. And if I work a full 5 days, I bring home like $1,300. Oh, that is Washington. What's the Seattle? That's Seattle, yeah. Well, which one's the one they call Browntown? I know one of them places they call Browntown because it's just like inundated with black tar heroin. So I've always kind of felt like, yeah, I don't need to go. I shouldn't go to that place. Like, if I wanted to be on Suboxone, it's real easy to go to a doctor and get on Suboxone and become an opiate addict again. But like, I just know better. Oh, the fent, yeah, that's everywhere too. Oh yeah, it's gonna change your life for sure, bro. And it's almost like I almost feel bad for getting paid for doing that because like I've literally like worked my ass off. I've been in a labor union, so like I do hard work all my life. I've done very hard manual labor, and so now that I just drive a truck and I'm in the eight, like I used to be out in the rain and the intense heat, just dying, like about to pass out from overheating, getting heat stroke and shit. Now I ride around in an air conditioned truck listening to podcasts on or YouTube videos, you know, through the Bluetooth stereo. So yeah, it's almost like I'm getting paid for nothing. I'm thinking about getting Audible and starting to like listening to books on tape. I want to get smarter, you know. But like I listen to like Manly P. Hall and Jordan Maxwell and things like that on YouTube and on Spotify. Oh, so pipeline welders especially, like those dudes make like 6 grand a week, and I I know like the big union local in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's called 798. Like most, if you're a welder, you might even know about local 798. But it's a big union, and I know a guy, and his dad is like the business agent for that, and he told me that he could get me a job as a welder's helper, and within a year or two, a couple years maybe, I could become a welder myself, like a full-fledged member of the welders union. And those guys, they get rig rental for their trucks. They have like their flatbed, like 1-ton dually trucks with flatbeds with like welding rigs on the back. And okay, I worked around a lot of iron workers when I was working as a laborer and a scaffold builder. We had carpenters, laborers, and iron workers on the same job. But I always thought I would have been a good iron worker because I'm pretty. I could always climb really good, and but and I'm kind of crazy, but just doing it like with the scaffold building, like I didn't really know I was afraid of heights. I got a call one day. It was like the union hall, and they were like, "Are you afraid of heights?" And I knew it was about a job because it was the union hall. So I wasn't going to say no because I really needed a job. And so I was like, no. But then I got up there, man, and I'm on like top of like skyscrapers. I'm in Detroit, like looking down in the street, and like the cars are like this big, looking like micro machines. And I got hammers and shit hanging off of me, and I was always so scared of like that hammer falling out of the little holder, while I'm climbing on that scaffolding and falling down and busting somebody in the head. Like that's instant death. But that always bugged me out. But I got over it. I made 21.50 an hour back then, and that was a lot of money. To me, I thought, a lot of people I knew were making 7.50 an hour. So I'm making 22. Who's all still here? Say hey. Yeah, I didn't see a lot of female iron workers. I see some female operators, man. Probably the best operator I've ever known in my life was a girl. Uh, and she's from Pennsylvania. And she's way better than she probably is like the best operator I ever even seen. Um, Owen Benjamin is sharing a lot of honorable insights, perspective, and motivational energy on Telegram to hear your opinion about it. Well, if I could figure out this OBS software, which I have the program, I kind of I've been watching YouTube videos about it, but I just haven't like gotten into it and like actually done it. Uh, but if I can figure this OBS out, I can play that what you're talking about and pause it and start it back and talk about it. And that's kind of like my goal. Like that's one of the more important things that I'm trying to accomplish right now is to start making cooler YouTube videos and use that OBS so I can start doing like reactions and you know showing crazy things that I see on the internet and talking about them. Man, I seen a couple girls on the Mountain Valley Pipeline, and they sucked ass. The ones I saw. Uh, I was on spread D, uh, in Sutton, West Virginia, and there was one girl out there, and she got caught. Like she was out there with her boyfriend or baby. She was out there with her baby's daddy, and his dad was the foreman on a crew, and like they all worked for her, and her baby's dad worked for his dad, and she got caught at the parking lot banging some dude. True story. You might, if you was out there, you probably even heard about that. Yep, true story. True story. I kind of miss that job, man. I made some friends out there too in West Virginia. Huh, that's funny. I listen to Pam Sutton too sometimes when she like goes live and does them raffles and calls them waffles. Spread F. Yeah, that was out of my territory. I was right where like spread C and D. Sometimes we actually would go out on spread C, but for the most part, like I went to the spread D safety meetings. So I was mostly between Sutton and Summersville, West Virginia. Spread F, that was in Virginia, right? I think my other brother was out there on that one. Did you ever run across a guy named Dylan Gentry? I think he was on Spread F. He's a boss. I don't know what he was doing out there. A lot of times he's a bending engineer, and then sometimes he's been tie-in foreman. Like he's kind of he is a boss. Like he's good. Like he's pretty pretty sought after, I guess, in the industry. How about them Cowboys? You know, I don't watch football at all. I think the last time I watched a football game, I was watching like the Super Bowl just because everybody in jail wanted to watch the Super Bowl. And this was in like 2010 or 2011. It's whenever like the Seattle Seahawks played the New England Patriots. And it was like third and goal and the Seahawks were on the goal line about to score and they had this fullback named Marshawn Wallace. And every time they gave this dude the ball, he was getting at least 4 yards. Like he doesn't never get less than 4 yards. He would just run it right up the middle and nobody could stop him. Well, that's all they had to do, to win the game. But the coach has them throw a pass when they're on the goal line and they throw an interception and the guy that intercepted the ball run it all the way back for a touchdown and the the Patriots won. And I knew right then, I was like, there's no way that a professional coach would take that big of a risk at that. If he really wanted to win that game, he would have gave the ball to the fullback and let him just, it was, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I knew it was fake, just like wrestling, just like politics, just like everything else, just like the damn churches. It's all fake. It's all mind control and illusions, smoke and mirrors. Dan, did you see that one? Like, I thought about placing a bet on this because, like, the news like accidentally announced who was going to win the Super Bowl before it actually the game was played, and they put it out on the TV. But that's not who. Like, I almost bet money on that, but then I was like, nah, because they're probably wanting everybody to think that, and it's all just a big scam. So it was the Baltimore Ravens and somebody, I think the San Francisco 49ers, but they like announced that the Ravens had won or something before it ever even played. Uh, but yeah, I don't get involved. Like I don't watch sports. My dad was, what were we just watching? I think UT. Yeah, we were watching the University of Tennessee game. I don't care nothing about it. That might make some people like me less, but it might make some people like me more. Yep, bread and circuses. That's what it is. It's like porn and drugs and all the mind control pollution on the television and the radio. I almost had to show my ass at that mega church I just went to. Like they had like a Q&A time, and like I almost got up there and like said something that it would have just dropped every jaw in the building, and everybody would have just looked at me like I had three heads. But I decided just to keep my mouth shut. But it was very, very theatrical. Kramer Security. Contracted through Price Gregory. I don't think I did. I was working for Precision, but I have worked for Price Gregory several times. The first job, that I went on when I got out of prison in New Jersey was for Price Gregory in Bourbonnais. I've worked for H.C. Price and I worked for Gregory and Cook back when they were their own separate companies, But now they merged. Now they're Price Gregory. But used to they were two different companies called. One was H.C. Price, the other was Gregory and Cook. But yeah, I've worked for H.C. Price, Gregory and Cook, and I've worked for Price Gregory several times. But I could have seen those security trucks, but it didn't. It. I don't remember it because I don't. I try to save my memory for things that I care about, I guess you could say, and it just wouldn't. It wasn't enough to make me remember, I guess. But not that I can recall. I don't remember seeing those trucks, but they could have been in my face every day, and I just didn't care. Huh. So you were in West Virginia too. So you must have been over there closer to Virginia, though, right? Because spread C D. Yeah, you. I mean, you would have been right. You would have been the other side of spread C, because you said D. Or no, you said F and yeah, C D. No, you would have been the other side, the other direction, not towards Virginia, because I was on C and D. Oh no, I'm bugging. Yeah, you would have been closer to Virginia from me. You were the next ones over, E and F, because I was on C and D. I liked it there, man. I thought West Virginia was like pretty country, and if somebody did attack this country, West Virginia is probably the last place they would attack. And there's all those like old hid out, like you can go way up in the mountains, and no phone signal, and it's you can buy a house in there for 100 grand. It's not totally shit. You can't buy nothing anymore in Tennessee for $100,000. So yeah, we were in Nicholas County too. So you could have seen me, man. I was in Nicholas County for sure. Where's the place I used to go to? Uh, Damn, I can't remember. Man, I used to go to uh, Tudor's Biscuit World every single morning and buy the Duke. That's the one thing I miss the most about West Virginia is Tudor's Biscuit World. Oh, that's awesome, bro. So you live there in West Virginia? Yeah, Tudor's is awesome. I told my brother, I'm like, man, let's go in together and start up a Tudor's in Tennessee because they don't got them. They don't have them here at all. Oh, Greenbrier County. That's Hills Have Eyes territory. But yeah, you could. I think you can still buy pretty decent. Maybe not, for 59, but you can buy houses there for 59. I went to. I forget the name of that town, man. You probably know what I'm talking about. It's right across the river from Ohio, like Little Hocking. Like there's like the Little Hocking River. What was the name of that town? It's actually one of like the bigger cities there, but it's right on the border of Ohio. I went to look at a house for like I could have bought it for 45,000 bucks, and it wasn't a totally bad house, but it was like right in the middle of this town that I wasn't trying to live in. That's weird. I can't remember the name of that place. I got to stand up again. Point Pleasant? No, that's where the Mothman's at. My friend Fred always goes there, but I never went to Point Pleasant. I did go to the uh, what's that damn monster? Why can't I remember nothing right now? What was that next town over from Sutton? The Why can't I remember that shit? It just came up on my. They had like the Monster Museum. It was like an alien that everybody saw. Why can't I remember that? But no, that it wasn't Point Pleasant. You can't remember it either. The so Walmart next to Sutton was in that town, and that's what they call it. The name of that town, the whatever monster, Flatwoods, the Flatwoods monster. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that town that I'm thinking of, I should just damn Google it right now because it's making me mad. Um, but anyway, yeah, it definitely wasn't the most ghetto place I've ever been in my life. I'll tell you what, Huntington, West Virginia was ghetto as shit. I found a badass stone house, a badass stone house, dude, for like 85,000 bucks. And I was like, man, I'm going to look at this. And if it ain't in the middle of the damn crack hood, I'm buying this place. And I went to look at it. Oh, what's up? Thanks for coming back, Abby. But yeah, I said, as long as it ain't in the middle of the damn, prostitution walk, I'm buying this place. And I went and seen it, and it didn't look that bad, on my way to it. But then when I left, I kept going down the street. Here come the crack whores. And I'm just like, yeah, I knew it had to be something like that. It was too good to be true. But it was a badass house. Yeah, I've been to El Paso. I've been to Juarez, Mexico, which is right across the old Rio Grande. I'm gonna eat some jalapeno peppers. Is that bad that I'm doing that during the middle of a YouTube video? I gotta make sure these are still good. Do you guys like jalapeno peppers? I don't usually do this either, but for some reason I just want to eat them right now. I think I'm getting kind of hungry. You do? That sucks. That would suck so bad to have crackheads right outside your window. I'm so happy that I feel safe here at this marina. I need to eat them up. Yeah, I think I really might live in this little houseboat forever. It's cool. I don't know if I'm ever gonna just like buy a house anywhere. I might just keep this place. Um, Not really. You know, I don't, like I did have to fix the water lines when I bought this place, but it's been floating here for 20 something years and still floating. So I mean, it's on pontoons and everything, so it's not like it could get a hole in it and uh, sink. What I do when it's icy on the docks? I don't think that it gets icy on the docks down here. But I don't know. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I haven't been here in the winter yet. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a metal roof over this whole dock, so I don't think even if it rained and got wet, uh, I don't think it would get slippery around here. There's like rock. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the the stepping stones, the tiles. They're like stone made out of like the little. What's the little like creek rock? You know what I mean? They're like tiles of like compressed, molded together creek rock, so they're pretty abrasive. But yeah, I don't think we got to worry about that down here in Tennessee. It don't get that cold. It You might have a weekend or two out of the whole winter time when it actually gets that cold to freeze stuff. And when it does, like when it rains and it's below 32 degrees down here, everybody's running off the roads. Nobody knows how to drive. Like I lived in Michigan for 8 years and we would drive through damn 3 foot of snow and it didn't shut nothing down. Here in Tennessee, if it rains and gets below 32, like they just shut the whole planet down. Everything goes to hell. But in Michigan, nobody cares. It's always the roads are always frozen and everything's frozen and slippery. And it's almost 8 o'clock. Guess I should probably. I think I am actually going to find something to eat, make myself something to eat before I go to bed. I shouldn't do that, like eat right before I go to sleep. Right? I figured Oregon would keep running right along like nothing was. I figured they'd be used to it up there. Michigan, nothing gets shut down. Like it could snow 4 feet, and people are still going to Walmart. Here, if they just think that the roads are gonna get bad, like everybody like bombards the WalMarts and buys up all the toilet paper and shit. Uh, get scared. Yep, Juarez is crazy, Kim. Guys, I really don't want to get off here. I feel like I better. I hate not wanting to get out of bed in the mornings. Like that's the worst feeling, to feel like you're still too sleepy and have to force yourself to get up. So I try really hard to get like settled down and clear my mind and actually fall asleep at a decent hour. That's why I take that hydroxyzine. Well, really, it has a dual purpose. I get these weird like itching attacks where it feels like something is shocking me, and my whole body just starts crawling, and I just claw myself to death. So this hydroxyzine keeps me from doing that, but it also makes me sleepy. And my mind, I have trouble. It's one reason why I haven't got really good at meditating, because it's super hard to like calm my mind and like rein in my thoughts, because they just go off like fireworks in my head, like one after another. Oh, what about this? Oh, this. It's crazy. It's hard for me to just be still and relax. But I am going to figure out. Maybe I'll cook some bratwurst. I had some barbecue that I had left over from when I brought my parents, but I gave it to my friends. So I'll find something to eat. But kava, kava. I've read about that in iboga, ibogaine. Uh, how do you pronounce that? Rape. I think some people call it hape. They snort it. Uh, but yeah, I read a bunch of books on like plant medicines and stuff. Dang, what's all them hearts going off? Is that somebody helping me with the algorithm right there? Um, but anyway, yeah, I'm gonna find something to eat. Probably just take a shower too, so I don't have to take a shower when I wake up. And try to kick back, relax. Maybe I'll watch that OSB tutorials and try to figure out how to have a YouTube channel. I got a lot to learn. That's for sure. Yes, ma'am. You too. To everybody that tuned in, that hung out, I appreciate all you guys, man. More than you know. Nice. That's what's up, Kim. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys, and I know I always say this. I'm gonna try to get on here more, but then I like it just sketches me out, man, to go on the internet and just talk openly, because you never know. Like I got that big mouth, and I might just say something and piss the whole world off. But truth hurts sometimes. But I love all you guys. I wish you guys all the best. Be strong in everything you do. Just know that your mind is as powerful as you tell yourself it's going to be. You can move mountains if you want to, and don't ever sell yourself short. And always believe in yourself. And I'll try to be back soon. Keep you guys in the loop with what's going on with me. It's been cool. I've had a good time. Yeah, you probably can. I've already got so far two of my buddies have got in the union that I'm in. One of them I got actually got a job with me, and the other one I think he's kind of like waiting on somebody to get fired or somebody to quit, and he's probably going to come work with me as soon as there's an opening. But yeah, it ain't that hard. So yeah, love all you guys. I appreciate you. Take it easy. Be good. If you can't be good at it. All right, yeah, man. You ain't. I mean, you ain't that far away. But sure, I'll keep you posted. Um, I'm sure there. I don't know if West Virginia is like Tennessee, but like they literally, a lot of unions, you got to like do like an apprenticeship. You're not just going to get paid full wages from the door, but they're literally just signing people up and putting them right to work. Like my friend Paul just got his CDL and was working with me the very next day. So they're signing people up out here in Nashville. So I don't know what it's like in West Virginia. If you can just do that there and they'll put you right to work. But if you can't, there's always Nashville, man. Just if you can't get in the union in West Virginia, which I bet you can, it's probably just as easy out there just to call a union hall, find the closest one to you. I was actually out of Charleston, West Virginia, for a while. I first started out of Fresno, California, then I transferred my membership into Charleston, and now I've got it transferred into Nashville. So you can move around, but yeah, like I recommend this to any damn body. Like I love it. I mean, I can't say that I love it. Like I said, I'd rather just get paid for hanging out, smoking pot. But that's if you can pull that off, you're in there. But as far as having to be a slave, if I'm gonna be a slave, I like the job that I currently do. But ideally, I would be living in like a hippie commune with 37 wives that are bad as hell and all like growing tomatoes and uh, milking cows, making honeybee. What do you call it? Harvesting honey from honey beehives. Yeah, this girl that I met, she tried to tell me that they're about to take marijuana off of the drug tests for like jobs and probation and all that, and like just stop testing people for it. But I told her, I said, I'll believe that when I see it. But wouldn't that be nice if they could not ruin your life anymore for smoking a plant? But anyway, yeah, guys, I don't know. I guess I could hang out 10 more minutes and make it an even 3 hours. I've been on here 2 hours, 50 minutes, and 47 seconds. Are you going to try the Iboga, Kim? I'd try it. I heard it makes you like feel kind of drunkish. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna wait the other 10 minutes, guys. I feel that pill kicking in on me. It's making me say, really, I should just fight off the urge to eat and stop eating right before I go to sleep. It's probably one of the reasons why I weigh 235 pounds. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Appreciate you guys again for hanging out with me. Take it easy. I'm gonna try to start doing at least two a week. Probably won't be able to do this for 3 hours every single day. Finishing an outside chore. Well, that's good. Abby does work. You can join my cult, Abby, as long as you finish the chores. It was good seeing you this weekend, too, by the way, if I didn't tell you. Right? Well, let's start one. We can do anything we want, Abby. We're powerful sorcerers. If you believe it, you can achieve it. All right, Dustin. You too, bro. I'm out of here. Hit me up, Abby. See ya.